All right, so hello again, everyone. Week 2. A little bit different energy than we came to last time, but Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers. After all of the hope and the optimism, and I feel like, I guess our last chat wasn't super optimistic. I was kind of like tapering expectations, but I was still let down. But anyway, Bears lose to the Packers in a game that the scoreboard looks closer than it was, 38-20.
Yeah, not many words that don't begin with the word F. It was pretty bad, man. It was I watched the highlights. So I watched the game and then I watched the highlights, and NFL Network comes out with that like 15-minute highlight thing.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and like my key takeaway from that highlight thing that the NFL put out was that it did not show. It like made the Bears look like they made it a game.
Yeah.
It was not a game. But anyone that's a fan of football, though, watched that game and saw that the Bears were outmatched in every aspect of 100%. The game. I didn't see one aspect where I'd be like, oh, that went really well. The defense sucked. The secondary sucked. The line was getting no pressure. The linebackers couldn't tackle. On the defense, on the offensive side, the offensive line couldn't block, weren't throwing the ball downfield. Fields looked very unpoised. The play call was horrific. I heard that Justin Fields got interviewed. I didn't hear the soundbite, but he said that was the game plan. The game plan was not to throw the ball, was not to stretch the field down. If you're going to throw the ball at the line of scrimmage or 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, that defeats the whole purpose of it. That's an offense you run in 8th grade.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I think we can spend an hour breaking down, like, why, because it was pretty obvious. Like, the Bears just didn't look good, and there were a lot of reasons why. But I just want to talk about, like, so.
I'm mad.
I'm mad, too. So, basically, the whole Aaron Rodgers situation, like, everyone's kind of hyping this is the new era. Like, and they kept on saying, like, oh, the bad man's gone. Like, he come in the last couple of years, and the whole thing, like, I own Soldier Field. And then he's gone now. We have all this optimism on offense.
Yep.
We think on paper everything, we should be just a wholly better team. Like, the defense I knew was going to have some holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The offense should have just been better, and we were worse than the last time they played. And you know what? Like, I'm mad because this game mattered to Chicago. This game mattered to the fans.
Yeah.
And more so than just like a regular loss. This needed to be the time where we should, like, hey, we're going to stand up to the Packers now. And instead, we're 9 losses in a row to the Packers.
Yeah.
We haven't beaten the Packers. What does that make? So 2.5 years?
Well, they played on 2.5
2.5 years, which is wholly unacceptable. After we made the podcast, kind of talking about the overs and unders, and by the way, I mean, I'm still looking pretty good, so I only need 160 yards a game from Justin Fields, so I mean, that looks okay, and we're on pace for 17 touchdowns and the line's 17.5, so whatever. But I'm kind of,
my key takeaway is Vegas knew. They may have known, when we look at the Bears over under, and we're like, why does it seem like overs? I think they knew that this offense wasn't real. That this is not a legitimate thing. And now I'm starting to believe that, not only was it a good line, but it's maybe it's just being Bears fans and being homers here. And
well, I mean, yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. And speaking of homers, here's what I want to talk about. You sent me a day or two after we made the podcast where I was kind of just saying, like, hey, Justin Fields hasn't proven anything yet.
Sure.
And everyone wants to say, like, he's the next guy that's going to take that leap. And he's never shown really, other than a couple of splash plays, he's never really shown anything to do that. Like, 2 days later, you show me, I think it was Eddie from Barstool. And what did I say to you as soon as you sent that to me?
What did you
I said it's a ridiculous statement.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFC is not loaded with great quarterbacks, but to say that you're going to come out and say that, that means Justin Fields needs to be either better than Jalen Hurts,
which he won't be,
or Dak Prescott.
Pre-week 1, the hype was real on Justin Fields, and now that But the funny thing is, too, I remember the preseason game, they were running those screens, and DJ Moore, remember the preseason game that they got the 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
They scored on 2 screen plays, and, everyone was all hyped up, and I was kind of like, oh, well, whatever, right? They literally were like, oh, it worked in preseason, let's try it week 1, and guess what? It did not work. And the only thing that did work, and the only thing that was successful, was the passes to Mooney down the field.
So I'm listening to the Barstool guys that come out, they're super hyped on Justin Fields, and every time I'm seeing that kind of thing, I'm just like, I just want to reel it back, just because we just haven't seen it. And so I listened to their podcast today just to kind of see what their reaction to it was.
Their emergency podcast.
Yeah, their emergency podcast. I listened to that. I'm not a frequent listener, so I can't shit on those guys too much. But obviously the air's out of the room, and it almost seems like completely turning on everything they said before. No one really wanted to see them to take any shots at Justin Fields, but they're like, how did we not see this? We were so blind. And, that's one of the things that I'm just most annoyed with Bears fans. They're making statements like, we just need Khalil Herbert out of here. The play calling was ridiculous.
What's that play calling?
They did mention that, he said down the field they only made 3 passes greater than 10 yards.
Yeah,
and one of them was the pick six, which was another wholly pathetic play in which no one really seemed to want to tackle that guy.
But how can you? Yeah, that was kind of brutal. But how can you run a pro offense and not stretch? Isn't that the point of a pro offense?
Yeah.
That you have the best athletes on the planet right here. Come on, you went out and you got DJ Moore, a great deep threat, a great route runner. A guy who's a game changing, and you throw him the ball twice.
Yeah.
That you cannot say that's not play calling. What if we take for Caleb Williams?
Yeah,
what if Fields isn't the answer? That was the biggest question mark.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't think Bryce Young was the answer either. I don't think he would have been a great pick for the Bears anyways. I don't like him either, right? But I like this Caleb Williams guy.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. We're tanking for Caleb Williams.
I think
if we lose this week to Tampa Bay, I'm done. I'm out. Tank.
We ride out. I think we ride out Justin Fields' contract. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing with Chicago. And we talked about it in the last podcast where I mentioned that Andy Dalton, we paid him, and then immediately we're just done. He got a game and a half. Maybe hurt his knee or something like that, and then he's just done.
What do we call it? We call that pivoting. It's a pivot.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes at a certain level, and the metaphor to the Barstool guys is if you're gonna say Justin Fields is a top 2 quarterback, you gotta see it through, and you can't just say one bad thing happened and then just absolutely just throwing out the baby with the bathwater.
But it's not I'm all about week 1 overreactions, right? But it's the same offense, if not worse. And all these new pieces, it's not like they're doing something else. If they were throwing the ball deep or trying to stretch the field or run an offense similar to Kansas City's last year, they lost because of that. Because Justin didn't see the safety over the top, right? Or the receiver broke out instead of in. You can say that, dude. There was nothing I can take away positive from that game, and that's why everyone's freaking out.
Yeah.
And that's why these proclamations that top 2 quarterback, that's why they're going away now, because there was nothing you can take away from that game, John.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was embarrassing. And Jordan Love kind of looks like Aaron Rodgers. He threw that back shoulder fade, and I'm like, oh no.
That was just poorly defended. I'm not, Jordan Love. No. I'm gonna give Jordan Love all of the credit.
He did great. He played great.
He played a great game. I mean, so he had almost a perfect passer rating. He threw 245 and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Bears got no pressure. Nothing. And they, a guy making his first real hand at the reins, and they didn't try any sort of schemes. They didn't try to confuse him, make some mistakes.
They did. They had that one play call in the third quarter, and I remember watching it. I remember watching the play develop. There was it was a Packers play, and they did a fake handoff, and then Jordan Love was rolling out to the left, and then I saw that offensive lineman just bail out, and they ran that screen play to Aaron Jones, and it went for 50 some yards. And I just remember watching it in real time. I was like, oh no. Yeah. This is not a good, but creative play calling, something they're obviously comfortable with, just playing to Jordan Love's strengths.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, I'm saying Justin Fields just may not have the tools, and I'm not blaming it all on the coaching staff, but you got to do something to help Justin. Give him. I don't know if it's a play calling or if he's just not talented enough.
I didn't walk away from this game, and and like I said, I'm already exhausted with nitpicking the things that didn't go wrong. But I didn't walk away from this game thinking that the play calling was bad, because I think that No, like not certainly, yeah. I mean, you can call more stuff that goes down the field, but I feel like every play where where these checkdowns happens, there are players down the field, and
yes.
I don't think that Justin is looking people off. That interception, that pick six he threw, and they talked about it. I think it was Greg Olson was talking about it. He stared him down the entire time.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too, though, because like the one thing I will say about that though is that like if Justin Fields did really want to. Like if the scheme really was these screen passes and these dump offs, and what's preventing him from audibling at the line? What's preventing him? Like he sees single coverage on DJ Moore and he's just like, "Yo, fly route." You know what I mean? Like why wouldn't if you're a competitor, if you want to do that and they say F the coach's play call, forget it.
Nobody does that though.
Aaron Rodgers would do it.
Yeah, that's Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not expecting.
But that's greatness. That's what a great guy does.
No, you don't say fuck you. Not even the great ones say fuck you to.
You think Tom Brady would be like, yo, you want me to run this? That's Russ lost that game, right? Why didn't you give it to Beast when maybe he audibled out of it?
Before we transition to the next thing that we're going to do, I just want to make
I'm upset though, John.
I'm upset too, and that's kind of what the takeaway is here. Like I mean, we've watched bad Bears games before, and we've watched them not play well. But what really gets me down is, like I said, this was a game that meant a lot to Chicago. A new era, a lot of optimism, and the fire wasn't there.
Nope.
The competitiveness wasn't there.
Nope.
Just poorly coached guys making mistakes, and that picture. I think it was in the third quarter where the Bears go down 3 scores, and they get a hand on the sideline, and everyone just looking like.
Yeah.
I think Marcus, said just like this team does not look like they're poised to make a comeback. Justin Fields on moping on the bench.
Dude, I was joking around. They're gonna make a 30 for 30 on like the comeback. Like, dude, there's no chance they were coming back.
So. What made last season so watchable was the Bears competed week in week out.
There's fun.
I need to see this team if they're not good, and if they're not good, if they don't make the playoffs, if they don't make a run, I need to see a team that looks like they care.
Yeah.
And I need to see a team that is banding together, is fun, electric, exciting. I can deal with you make mistakes, but they need to be aggressive mistakes, and I need to see a team that cares more than we saw this week. Otherwise, this season's gonna be lost.
So let me tell you, opening lines came out for week 2 already. The Bears are at Tampa Bay. Now Tampa Bay came off a great win.
Baker Mayfield's back. That's one thing I want to say. Baker Mayfield's back.
I always liked Baker.
I always did too. I think he just didn't have chemistry with OBJ, and they ran him out of town.
Yeah, and then he had that unfortunate situation in Carolina. Then gets traded to LA. Has that amazing Thursday night comeback when he's been there for 2 days. Baker's a competitor, and I love Baker. His commercials are I like his progressive commercials. Whatever. Anyways, line came out spread. So Bears at Buccaneers. It is Bucs -3.
Bucs -3.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, you look at these lines, and I'm just like, it feels like the Bears have got to be the underdog, and that's an appropriate line. But you can also play it on the flip side, like, are the Bears going to come out with some fire? Are they going to be pissed?
Well, that's what I'm poisoning you. Yeah. Like it is like the Vegas obviously thinks that it's going to be close. Like after what I saw from the Bears last week, I would almost think I would think the spread would maybe 6 points. Honestly, like. I think I'm hoping they're going to come out and they're going to be like, hey, this isn't just our offense here. Like the one key takeaway though, Johnson, the rookie running back they have,
he laid some wood. Like I mean, he was a bright spot. I liked watching him run. He was running hard.
He runs hard. Yeah. He runs physical, and he doesn't give up on plays. And that was my only bright spot.
I did like the couple like change of pace. Plays.
By the end of the year, I bet you he takes his spot. He's the starter from Herbert. I can totally see that coming. It's like Roche or something. It's like a weird one.
I forget too, but so I want to transition to so much of what we talked to before was where does Justin Fields belong in terms of the tier list of.
Yeah, I like this exercise. This is a fun exercise.
We're gonna go down the list, and should we do Justin Fields first, or should we do him last? Should we just do him in order, or should we just?
Let's maybe. I don't want to start with him first. Let's see where he plays off. So we'll start with Josh Allen. That's an easy one.
I think he's S tier, and I think I want to take this week into consideration.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, and So, but S tier for Josh Allen.
Yeah, for sure.
Baker Mayfield. Where do you put him after a good week 1 performance?
Can we move our rankings?
We can shift it around.
Yeah. I mean, so D is kind of classified as what? Like
D is
Gonna lose your job.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's put him in C for right now after his week 1 performance.
I kind of want him in B.
No.
I kind of want him in B.
No.
Maybe.
Fine. Fine. Put him in B.
Let's see how FB feels after we're going through. But like I think he had a great week.
Joe Burrow. Fine. I'll come back to him. Joe Burrow. I'm gonna have him as an S.
We can't put him in S after he should.
I don't care. He's a superstar. $275 million superstar.
I'm controlling the computer. We'll put him in A. And I love Joe Burrow. I think we'll see how this list looks. I think he's a high A after just absolutely laying an A.
Fine.
After getting paid $275 million, I'd be happy to put him back in S tier. We can do this again in a month or two.
All right.
If he turns it around, if he earns that money, then I'll put him in S. But
I already disagree with 2 of his fucking rankings.
Okay.
I'm just saying that.
All right. So then we got David Carr. I believe he had a nice win.
Yeah, he won in Saints, so he had great career in Vegas. Kind of, got ran out of town there. Now he's in the Saints. I mean, a solid B starter.
I think he's a B for me.
Yeah.
Would you put him? I'll put him ahead of Baker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Baker's a C, man.
Yeah.
I love Baker. I was just telling you how much I love Baker. He's bounced around too much, man. He never really had a good season.
I'm giving him a bump for a gutsy win.
All right, fine. I don't know who this guy is.
And we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, so you go down there.
Dak Prescott, I think he's an A.
John owns Dak Prescott in their fantasy league, so let's qualify that.
If he's not an A, then who's an A?
Not Andy Dalton.
He's an A.
Oh my God.
Andy Dalton, where are we going? I guess you got to put Andy Dalton in D.
Yeah. Sam Darnold D.
Sam Darnold D.
Danny
Dimes, where do we put him after that atrocious week?
Oh, ahead of Baker.
Ahead of Baker.
Danny Dimes has got. He's okay. Let's come back to. I still think Baker's a C. Let's see how it plays out.
We'll skip Fields for now. Geno Smith.
He had an okay game. Unbelievable revitalized his career.
Rejuvenation.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the word I couldn't get it out. Today, Junior. I think I put him mid B is where I would put him.
Mid B.
I put him above Danny Dimes.
Above Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
I hate that. Geno Smith.
Dude, he's pretty good.
I'm not putting him above Danny Dimes.
Maybe I gotta make my own fucking.
Fine. Just because Danny Dimes absolutely.
He did awful.
Laid an egg.
No points.
Jared Goff.
Strong.
Gutsy win.
Solid starter. I forgot he was the first overall pick.
That was years ago. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, I forgot he was the number 1.
Where does Jared Goff belong?
Not an A player, but a very, very good B player.
We'll give him above Derek Carr.
For sure, without question.
And I think if we end up saying that he needs to get bumped to an A, I'm going to reevaluate that. All right, is this Tyler Heineke?
Yeah.
D. All right, and then we got Justin Herbert.
That's an A.
Yeah.
Above Dak.
Above Dak.
Not above Burrow.
I agree that.
Yeah.
All right, do we know who this is?
I don't.
All right. And this is Sam Howell?
Sam Howell.
Pretty good game.
Unproven. I mean, he played the Cardinals. I hope he had a good game. C.
Okay. Jalen Hurts.
A. Almost an S. Yeah. I mean, but so he went to the Super Bowl last year. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, I love Jimmy G. Love his smile. Houston, Illinois product.
I think I would have faded him, but he won.
He's out of. Vegas. He had an awful situation. Not an awful situation in the Pats, but he went to the Pats. He left, and he went to where did he go after that? To the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Spent some time with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Now he's in San Francisco.
Wait, no, not the Raiders.
Did he go straight
the Niners?
Niners.
The Niners.
So Niners. Sorry, yeah. Now he's with the Raiders. Yeah, I love Jimmy G. I think he's a great game manager.
Where do you want to put him?
Above Geno and above Carr. Yeah.
Above Carr?
Yeah, above Carr.
I don't love it, but
he wins. Jimmy G wins.
Yeah, with the Niners. Yeah.
Well, winner's a winner.
All right. Kirk Cousins.
I love Kirky.
He had a bad loss. I think the loss kind of relegates him to B. I'll put him above Goff.
Above Goff, yeah. He's pretty solid. I like him. Kyler, can we put him in the who category?
Let's put him in C.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I used to love Kyler. Number 1 overall pick, too.
Where does Lamar... I didn't see any of the Raiders game. Where does Lamar belong right now?
You mean Baltimore Ravens game?
Yeah. Ravens, yeah.
I'm not sure. I didn't see much of the game either. I mean, just knowing Lamar, he's above Dak, below Herbert.
Okay. I don't agree. I think Dak has played better. He had that MVP season a couple of years ago. But no, Lamar did.
Oh, Lamar.
And I just don't
He's
think...
great for the game of football. I'm a fan.
You love saying that. All right.
Will Levis? Yeah. No. He hasn't even started a game
I
yet.
guess, fine, yeah. Jordan Love, where do we put him after that win?
Above Baker is where I would put him.
I'm going to give him above Danny Dimes.
Okay, fine.
Just because he had that great win, we got that small sample size. I mean,
Yeah,
not a great win. He looked clean.
Yeah, he looks very
He didn't
good.
make any mistakes,
Yeah.
and he won. He helped them win that game, and he had a perfect
In
package.
Chicago,
in
too.
Chicago,
Against
yeah.
your Arch. Do you know what I heard on the broadcast? Did you know Justin Fields and Jordan Love have the same agent?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
what they
funny.
said. And then Justin Fields got his mom better tickets. I was like, yo, what is this? That's not
Jordan Love's mom did not have the good seats.
Yeah, no, but it's what was that, like one of the wide receivers used to look up like his cornerback's opponent's the defensive back as we guarded him before each game, and he would hit up the girls' DMs before to like, dude, that's like the killer mentality. Justin Fields, that's not killer mentality. Upgrading your mom's seats for your opponent's quarterback, that is the exact opposite of killer mentality.
Mac Jones, where are you putting him?
I can't. I love Mac. I can't. Nope. It's not where he belongs.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Did you just see the game he had? He almost had a comeback victory. It was amazing. He was the second top scoring fantasy. Mac Jones is coming back this year, and he's going to be.
I said what I said.
Fire.
If
you're going to put him above Baker,
no, I'm not putting.
no,
him
you're
above
putting him below Baker.
I'm putting him below Baker. Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking trash.
All right, Patrick Mahomes. I'm putting him behind Josh Allen.
Who?
Just because
of his Week 1 performance.
Yeah. You can't put all of that on him. Kadarius Toney literally cost that team 7 points.
Yeah, I know, it was tough. More than that.
All right, Matt Ryan.
Gosh, what a fault.
I thought he retired. Why did they even put him on this list?
I don't think he's on there. Tyler Heineke isn't that bad. Will Levis hasn't even played a game.
Fine. All right, who is this?
It's David Mills.
What is he?
He's the reason the Bears got the number 1 overall pick.
Oh yeah. Okay, then we'll put him in C then.
There you go.
All right, Kenny Pickett.
Wait, hang on. You're saying that Mac Jones and Davis Mills are in the same category?
Yeah.
No. No.
Kenny Pickett. Where does he belong?
Below Davis Mills for sure. I mean, he had an awful game. The Steelers' offense looked horrific.
All right.
Brock
Purdy.
Yo,
solid game.
He's the real deal.
Wasn't asked to do a whole lot. I think he belongs in B. Where should we put him in B?
Above Baker.
Above Baker, above Danny Dimes, above Jordan Love?
No, not above Jordan Love.
You don't think so?
Yeah, above Jordan Love.
Okay. This Geno thing irks me. I don't like Geno here, but whatever. You like Geno.
Anthony Richardson had a great game. Put him in the C. Unproven.
Got it. All right.
Aaron that's Ritter? Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter.
All the way up the back. He's not very good. No, he above Davis Mills.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Davis Mills isn't even starting. Kenny Pickett's a starting quarterback.
All right, fine.
Move Davis Mills to D. Oh, I guess. It's keeping that C because of the Bears pick, but at the end of C.
All right. Aaron Rodgers just got hurt.
Yeah.
We don't know the implications of that just yet. This happened literally an hour or two ago.
Okay, how about this pre-injury? Where would you put him? He did really down season last year too.
Going here.
That's reasonable.
All right, we'll put him there.
Okay, that's fine.
Russ.
Ooh.
Russ still didn't really cook.
Russ is still meal prepping. Still putting
metal in the microwave.
Metal in the microwave.
Do we put him low B or high C?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe Baker's. That's just killing me.
Anthony Richardson had a good game.
Yeah, he did. Oh my, yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Mac.
Mac.
Fine.
Mac. Yeah, my boy Mac.
All right.
Look at this picture. Did you see that thing about Sean Payton that came out?
What?
So like, quit kissing babies. You're not running for political office.
No,
He
I didn't
literally
see
said that.
I didn't see that.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Matt Stafford. Where does he belong?
Matt Stafford won me a fantasy championship, so I can't.
I think he had a good enough week after.
He's a B quarterback.
I'll put him in B.
Yeah.
Um,
Above Baker.
Just above Baker? I'm putting him above Dimes.
Fine. Fucking Barry Dimes. Danny Dimes.
Uh,
CJ Stroud. I mean, he sucks. Below Richardson. Below Wilson. I mean. Yeah, that's reasonable.
all right. Is Tannehill? Tannehill had a bad day.
Is that Bryce Young's on at the end? Yeah, dude, Tannehill's a borderline D quarterback, man. He does not look
Yeah,
good.
I'm surprised they've stuck with him. Like, why didn't they go out and try and? I mean, there's really nobody in the free agent market,
Well-
but why didn't they go out and draft?
Well,
somebody?
Will Levis is who they drafted.
Oh, that's right.
But he like eats bananas with the peel on him or something. Dude, he's a weird guy.
Will Levis?
Yeah, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, he posted some video, whatever.
Trevor Lawrence.
Bro,
I want him here.
no. He's low end A player.
All right.
He's an A player though.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
I think he's a backup. I'm not gonna pretend. Trey Lance, dude. I'm sorry, Trey. He's not. He doesn't even have a job. He's probably not gonna see a field this year unless Dak gets hurt.
I mean, yeah, I'll put him there. Is Tua?
Tua, what an amazing performance.
Tua fucking killed it.
He's not an A player.
You don't think he's an A player?
Not yet.
But Trevor Lawrence is?
Trevor Lawrence led his team to a playoff victory, man. Fine, put him low A.
He's eventually gonna surpass Trevor Lawrence for sure. All right, Deshaun Watson. We're not putting him above B. We're not putting him above B.
He won. He beat Joe Burrow this week. And he had a rushing touchdown.
Where do you want him? You want him in A?
No.
I said we're putting him in B.
Oh, in B.
Yeah.
B, yeah, for sure. A high B player. Above Jimmy G. Above Rodgers. Yeah, that's where I'd put him.
All right, I like that. All right, Carson Wentz.
Who?
Does Carson Wentz? Not who.
Kidding.
I like Carson Wentz.
I mean, yeah.
I was
He's
always,
a free agent. He's not even playing.
I was always pulling for him.
Yeah, no, dude, you gotta bury him. He's not even on a team. He's a free agent. Dude, how can you even rank a guy who's not even on a team?
This guy's retired.
Bryce Young, a D right now. I mean, number one overall pick. What can I say? He sucked. He looks awful.
Zach Wilson.
The MILF Hunter. Where are you putting him?
He sucked.
Yeah. He's probably going to be the starter for the Jets, though, now. No, you can put him next. Yeah, right. Smush in between there.
Okay.
All right, now the Justin Fields.
All right.
Better than Mac Jones? Let's start at Mac Jones.
Better than Mac Jones? No. As of right now, no.
Okay. Better than second year Desmond Ridder?
Yes.
Better than an injured Kyler Murray?
Kyler probably deserves to be above here, but
We should always have an injured, like he's injured. He's not. It's hard to really.
Let's say this. I would rather have Justin Fields today taking snaps than Kyler Murray.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's like not a fair comp with Kyler.
And then
what about Russer or Fields?
I think he's got to go right here.
Below Sam Howell.
Sam Howell had a great game. So he's probably had about as many great games as.
I'm glad you want Mac
Justin.
Jones over Justin Fields. That actually makes me feel happy. I think Mac needs to be.
Okay, looking at this now. Wrap this up. Anything else? Anything else you want to make you move? I think this is solid.
I want to put Baker down. Baker's a C quarterback until proven otherwise. 1 week, and I think you move up Justin to right below Anthony Richardson, and you swap Baker and Mac, and I'm okay with it.
You want to put Mac up to B?
I do.
I refuse. Fine. No, we'll do this. I will say that I absolutely think that I am high on Baker Mayfield. I think that he.
I am too, but he's not a B quarterback.
I think he's
yet.
going. Well, people think thought he was going to lose the starting job.
Anthony Richardson had a great showing. Mac Jones had a great showing. Sam Howell had a decent showing. Russ is just there because of his name.
Fine, I'll do that.
Davis Mills is there. That's a pity. That's a pity move.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, I like our distribution.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This is the way it's supposed to look.
I mean, so if we were to compare this to someone else's, what would be off on? Tua's probably high ranked. Lawrence is probably high ranked.
I don't think Tua is high. I think Tua belongs there. I mean, maybe you could drop him down to B, but I think
Let's move Rodgers down because he's probably going to be hurt. We don't even know what he looks like. All we know is what he looks like in Hard Knocks.
I'm not putting him below Geno because I don't think Geno deserves to be here.
That's fine. All right, I'm good with it.
All right.
Save it.
We'll hold on to this. I don't know what that save button does.
That's
so
how
I'm
you
just
get the
gonna.
viruses, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I
All
love
right,
it.
we'll come back to this in a couple of weeks.
Love it. Final thoughts?
You got to make a money line pick on Tampa Bay or the Bears. Who you putting money on?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
I'm going to tell you this: if you back off now of Tampa Bay because of Baker Mayfield, because we put him in the right where he's at.
You're right.
You have to go Tampa Bay.
If I'm not a Bears fan, I'm putting money on Tampa Bay.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think it's Tampa Bay. I think
I hope we're wrong.
Yeah.
So
All
if
right.
it's all polarized, go from like money line, smart money, like all Bears, and now we're like.
I'm glad we did this as a palate cleanser after spending 20 minutes just reliving that terrible game.
It's tough.
All right, well, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you're actually not from our fantasy football league, congratulations on making it this long. I think we can be best friends. like and subscribe, and I'm looking to kick out like 2 or 3 people from our fantasy league. So if you watch enough videos, send enough comments, you're in next year. All right, I'll even pay your dues. All right, bye guys.